Alright, hello, hello. Let me make sure everything is running fine here. Seems like we are chilling. Let me see. We got Daniel in chat, Postman in the chat. What's up, fellas? Alright, let me get this shared to the socials real fast. Again, I can't use my darn intro screen because it's causing issues, but it's alright. We'll just do this very quickly. What's up, everybody? If my PC can load the feed, there we go. Dirty D says, howdy, howdy. Oh, my lord, I need to change my name. What's up? RJ, Matt, Patrick, Lido. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Stream is late. That's my bad. That's my bad. Kira, what's up? Alright, let me post this. Get this. Do a little bit of that. Get the link there. Perfect. And that one's good. I'll just put it in Discord. And done. Sweet. Alright, let me switch this. And to be Mackin', what up? What up, what up, what up? This is my first time joining one of your live streams. I always miss them because I'm at work. Hey, well, I appreciate you making it, my friend. I know it's tough when what am I trying to say? When I do the same time every week, I know it doesn't fit with some people's schedules, so I appreciate you making it. Welcome, welcome. Tyler, what's up? Tommy, Emmanuel, Scott, Evil. Thanks for tuning in, folks. So yeah, I put out a video just a little bit ago talking about the general state of the game right now. I figure we're probably going to continue that conversation into here. The first thing I want to do is run the weekly Descent project, because I didn't do it last week, and then I barely got it done last night in time, so I want to make sure I do that very quickly, and then probably jump into some control point farms with Guardians here, and I figure we'll get some people in from the stream if anybody wants to join. But first, we're gonna run Descent. Make sure I have the project. Yep. All right. Cool. Let's kick it. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Haven't opened my game for a few days because of work. While global event is active right now, Ryo, it is Guardians. Guardians is the event that is active. Pro tip, by the way, the reason I turned it on before doing this is that you get you get a lot of shade levels from Descent, or at least a good little bit, and those count towards the global event, so you'll get stars in the background. Kind of a nice little tactic. Satanta, howdy, your favorite subscriber has arrived. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, again, I'm sorry the stream is a little late this morning, folks. I was wrapping up that video that I just put out. And then, yeah, I just had to get ready really quickly, but we're here, we're good. I also realized that I forgot to put the stream time in the last 2 weeks of posts about my streams, so we'll fix that for next week. Clearly things are a little hectic at the moment. Guru, good to see you. Fierce, let me get help at work, gets my mind up, things gets to my day faster. Dirty D, that is very kind of you to say. I'm super happy to hear that, man. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And yeah, I'm glad you made it. Postman in the first like 2 seconds of the stream coming in with the 5 gifted memberships, dude. Thank you so much. Going to Tyler, Ryo, Leah, Keenan, and Tinin. Hope I'm saying that right. Thank you, dude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Those 5 people, if you're in the stream, be sure to drop Postman a thank you down in the chat. As always, man, that's super kind. I appreciate you. Haven't been on the division lately, has it been? A little buggy. You know, more of the same. We're waiting for the next target here. My kind of outlook is that things are mostly going to stay pretty quiet until we start getting some of the streams for Seasons 2.0. They said they're going to start doing streams and like live Q&As and stuff. So as we head towards Season 2, things are going to start picking up. Obviously, I assume sometime before the end of the year, we're going to get the reveal of the DLC. You know, like the name, the trailer, and all that. So that'll be exciting. But yeah, for now, things are on the low a little bit. Hawk, what up? Here for the calm and reasonable discourse? Well, plenty of that you shall get, my friend. Good to see you.
Console available.
Warlock, any update on the LMG and rifle sounds not working? Yes, they actually updated the known issues board this morning. I retweeted it on my Twitter feed. Be sure to follow me on there if you haven't. The link's in the description. I also leave the link to the known issues board in all of my videos and streams, so if you want the link to that, it's down below as well. It's under fix ready. Apparently they have the fix ready to go, and it's going to come into 21.2. The issue that I have, and I pointed this out in the video that I put out this morning, is that it's ready, according to the known issues board. It's ready for 21.2, but that update is likely minimum 2 weeks away. Like, I don't think they've done the 0.1.2s any sooner than at 3-week intervals, unless they make an exception right now. But that's kind of my issue, is that, you know, issues are going to happen. They're going to come up, right? We get it fixed, but then the fixes are sitting there for weeks while we kind of bundle up the rest of the patch together. So, if that's the case and we're waiting another 2 weeks for that to get fixed, that's going to be kind of a bummer. I wish they would push out some more regular hot fixes to get some of that stuff wrapped up. But we'll see. That's just based off of past trends that I'm guessing that's how they might handle it. But we'll see. Now they think I've never watched a live stream on YouTube, so this is all new to me. Well, dang. First stream here and first stream, period. Thanks, man. Rights, what's up? Modest Mouse, how you doing? Astenic, good to see you, my guy. Huh. Huh. But yeah, one thing that has not been a disappointment this season is the Descent comms. So far, all 3 have been banger after banger after banger. I'm really excited to see this one. I'm sure most of you don't want me to do it on stream for spoilers, so I won't, but trust, as soon as I turn off the stream later, I'm listening to that thing, because they've been really good so far.
Console active. Supply station activated.
My talent picks are not fantastic right now. I was afraid I need to do one thing on my phone really quick.
Entering new room. Difficulty rating. High value target.
I don't think I knew you could walk in the water there. Alright, got that. Sorry, you guys totally aren't seeing this right now. Cool. Okay, let me just look at this before I move on. 70 people in the stream. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. If you haven't already and you do want to help support, then hitting the like on the stream does help out a lot. I'd appreciate it, but moreover, I just appreciate you taking your time and being here.
Hostile spawn from highlighted doors.
Make a video on all the comms. I'm okay not playing Sand. Yeah, I've been doing that at the end of every season. So I just did one a few weeks ago for all the ones that came out in Year 5 Season 3. I'll likely do one again at the end of this season. What's up, Frank? Have they fixed the fragile armor bug or sometimes you can heal? No, they've not. Matt Kane, what's up? Oh, my accuracy is failing me. Oh. Despite its flaws, I still find myself rather playing this than any of my backlog right now. You know, that's what it comes down to me, for me. And a lot of people, as I've seen in my comments over the years, aren't able to follow my logic there, and that's fine. Not everyone's going to feel the same way, but ever since 2016, just gaming has not been the same for me since I've experienced The Division. No other game gives me the same kind of satisfaction or enjoyment, and that's simply what it comes down to. I don't know what it is about it. It's pretty hard to put into words, but that's all it is. So that's why I feel very lucky to have a channel around it that people enjoy watching and all that, but that's why I'm going to be here till the end, you know? Notorious, what's up? Nuclear coming in with the dono already. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. I want to show some love and watch the best Division YouTuber. Thank you, man. What are your thoughts on the new looter shooter First Descendant? Do you think you're going to be trying it out? That's funny. I was actually just thinking about mentioning that. Here's my thing about the First Descendant. Oh my goodness. As you all know, I don't really ever make it a point to go out and crap on other games if it's not something for me, right? I have no reason to do that. Everybody has their own preferences. They like what they like, and I love that. That's what's great about gaming. That's what's great about any form of art. I made a video back, I'm trying to think when it was. It was a while ago. Back in 2022 or something, when they started first showing the gameplay for it. My thing about that game, it looks plenty fun, right? I think it looks fun. It looks like a looter shooter that I would probably have a decent time with if I played. But it also, to me, just looks very soulless in a way, which, again, maybe not all of you might really get what I'm saying. But, for example, one of the reasons why I love The Division, and something that I appreciate in any game that I play, is the immersion. And that comes down to every single piece of the game, right? The environmental design, the UI. Like, if you can make that all one seamless experience that feels like it all fits together, then I'm going to enjoy the game more because I appreciate it more as a piece of art, if that makes sense. So, for example, in Division here, like, every little piece of this game just feels like it fits together. For example, when I come up to buy the UI here, this is like a custom-made UI piece that fits with the game's theme of the augmented reality stuff. You know what I mean? And when I look at the First Descendant, immediately the first thing I saw was people going through the menus and putting builds together, and the UI in that game looks so cut and paste from, like, a standard Unreal Engine Marketplace thing, that, again, I have no issue with the game or the gameplay. I think it looks pretty fun. But it just looks very unoriginal in a lot of ways. So to answer your point, Nuclear, I'm sorry, that was like a 10-minute answer. I might try it at some point, especially because it's free to play. I'm sure it'd be fun to check it out. But it doesn't look like something that I would really sink my time into, if you know what I mean. Like, my top 3 favorite games of all time, as I've said before, are World of Warcraft, Destiny 1, and The Division 1. And each of those games has a distinct tone and flavor and sense of immersion down to every single detail, including the UI and all that stuff, right? There's nothing copy and paste about any of those games. And that's just something that I, as a gamer, really appreciate in the stuff that I play. And I think back in that first Descendant video, I talked about the world design. Also looked very cut and paste. Like, it looks beautiful. It's in Unreal 5, so like the actual visuals are really, really good. But it didn't have, like, again, every environment that I walk through in The Division feels like it has a story. Feels like there's a purpose for everything that's placed around, right? Whereas in that game, when I look at it, I just see these like grasslands that jump into a house, that go into like a canyon, and it's like, again, there's nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't give me that same sense of passion or purpose that other games do. So again, I want to reiterate. I have zero issue with the game. If you're enjoying it, if you play it, if it's fun to play, that's awesome. It just doesn't seem like something that I necessarily would love. But I should give it a try at some point. I also didn't think the difficulty, like when I watch people playing it, I just see them standing in the middle of a room and like hip firing, enemies coming their way. I'm sure that changes at the end game. That was probably like early game stuff that I was seeing. But it didn't, the combat didn't look incredibly challenging or dynamic. Or like it made you think about how you're playing. But again, that I could totally be off there. I need to look at some more like end game gameplay. So hopefully that answers the question. Nuclear, super long answer. Thank you so much for the dono as always. I super appreciate it, man.
Supply station available.
It seems like a lot of you do get what I'm saying, which is good. I don't want to sound crazy here. Feeling like the gameplay is a part of the world, not attack on. I get it. Yeah, 100%. And it's like, I think that's especially hard to land in a game that has verticality and that much stuff. Like, Division is very easy for them to make it all feel connected because you are very connected to the world. You can take cover on anything. You can't jump around, like you're rooted to the ground. But even a game like Destiny, where there is verticality, it just feels much more cohesive, I guess, because of how they design, you know, the areas above you and all that stuff. And I just don't get that vibe when I look at First Descendant.
Hostiles constructing. Hostiles spawn from
So I don't know.
doors. Constructing hostile.
Anthem was amazing, but they vastly underestimated the endgame. Anthem is an example of one that I feel like generally did have its own theme and feel and look. I do think there was a little bit of it that seemed a little bit, I don't know what the right word, it's not necessarily copy and paste, it's not unoriginal, but it just lacked a little bit of that narrative and environmental cohesion. I think for the most part it had it, though. Much more than First Descendant, in my opinion. But yeah, Anthem's issues were in its structure and design of it trying to be a looter shooter, right? That's what I love about Div 1, the immersion of building up the base and the story really drew me in. 100%. 100%. And, you know, even though I think a lot of us feel that Division 2's atmosphere doesn't quite live up to Division 1's, it still very much has a distinct theme and feel to it, you know what I mean?
Hostile construction initiated. Constructing hostile.
Like, you know what they were going for. Versus then it looks like it's copy-paste from Warframe or something. Yeah, and you know, I have no question that the devs who worked on it worked very hard to make their own game. And like I said, I'm sure it's fun. The gameplay doesn't look unfun to me. It looks like it would be a good time. But if I'm going to put that much time into something, I want to be on board with a lot of it, you know?
Console online.
And for me, when it comes to like making content on stuff, because that's a whole different deal than just playing it, I've always said that I really... Like, let's say Division shut down tomorrow, right? They drop everything for Division 2. They're not going to make Division 3. I really don't know if I would continue on YouTube. Like, I'm sure maybe I would try a few things just for fun. But I only really have a passion to cover the Division or cover something that I have a deep understanding of and a passion for. I'm not just covering stuff to make videos on it. Like, I enjoy having that kind of deep connection to something. And so, you know, people ask me to cover other games, and I'm like... Maybe I would do it like I did an Anthem video earlier this year, which is blown up, by the way. It's now my most viewed video ever, which is wild. But I did one just playing it and comparing it to The Division for fun, right? But I'm not suddenly going to go make 10 Anthem videos or start covering other games, right? Because I don't know them as well. I don't have that connection to them in the same way that I do with The Division. But I would be very curious to, because I know the game came out earlier today, if anybody in here has played the first Descendant yet, or you played some of the betas, what are your thoughts on kind of what I was talking about with the games like Cohesion? Do you feel that the gameplay fits with the world and fits with the rest of the systems? Do they all work together? Does it feel like they're slightly disjointed at all, or what do y'all think about that? I appreciate it, Mouse. I appreciate it. With Heartland canceled, do you feel comfortable talking about the playtests? Anybody who took part in those playtests is still under NDA. That those have not expired, so a big ol' no comment is going to be my response to that. Oh my goodness! Please don't kill me. Dude. I'm so dead. Dang it, dude. What am I doing? No. Alright. We're gonna give that one more go. I was not playing as carefully as I should have. Alright, speedrun. I need my comm, dude. I'm not gonna leave this hanging again, because I barely got it done last week. That's alright, that was just the warm-up. Henry said I'm just gonna run through the story and call it a day. Are you talking about First Descendant? I like the style of play and looting, but you're right about the environment. Gotcha, Rowdy. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, if it has fun gameplay, then totally, I should give it a try at some point, for sure. If I ever tried to be a YouTuber, I would make videos on the Remedy games, though the world's a Remedy. Nice. Is that... I could be totally wrong. Is that the people that did, Alan Wake? Or am I thinking of something else? Norse Dad, what's up, man? By the way, how many people we got in here? Over 100 in the stream now. Appreciate y'all being here. We're also 5 likes out from 50 likes. If you wanna help your boy out, hit that like. But thank you for being here. Dirty said I was so excited for Heartland. I was bummed when I watched your video about it being canceled, mainly because Heartland is going to be based around where I live. Yeah, for me personally, and like I've said to you all along, I'm with this franchise for the long term. I'm stoked for Division 3. It's going to be an awesome next few years when those things start coming out. But really, ever since Heartland's cancellation, when was that now? That was a little under 2 months ago. Things have, it's been kind of a bummer, man. Like, I'm not over that. You all know that I was pumped for Heartland for super long. And so, I still don't know if it's fully sunk in with me that that's just never gonna come out now. It sucks. Ramon, what's up, man? Good to see you. How many warm-ups have you had? You know, as many as it takes until I don't die. That's technically, that's how I typically look at it. Alan Wake Control and a few others, gotcha. Cool, yeah, and that's, I think most of the content that I consume and channels that I watch, they do have that same kind of passion for one specific thing. And that's not to, in no way is that to diss anybody who does differently, who covers variety stuff. That's great. It's just that I typically gravitate towards those, what's the way to say it? Focused perspectives, I guess? I don't know. Postman with a 21-month member message. Like an absolute G. First Descendant is a fun time waster, that's all. Tough. I'm sure it's going to have its player base, right? I'm sure it's gonna have people who stick with it. I just think, when I look at it, I'm like, I've seen this game before. You know what I mean? It looks like, I think I read on Twitter, someone was like, it's a Nexon game, alright, and yeah, if you look at other Nexon games, it basically just looks the same as those. Which again, there's nothing wrong with that. The graphics themselves are great. I'm sure the gameplay's fun. That's just how I see it. But thank you for the 21 months, man. That is Going on 2 years. That's wild. I appreciate you. Any news on the Division movie and the Division 3? Division movie, there was a little over a month ago. Rawson, the director, said on Twitter that... I'm trying to think of what he said something like, it's a maddening set of circumstances that's keeping him from saying anything, but that it's still coming. Not to worry. Basically the same thing he's been saying for like 2 years now, so take from that what you will. As far as the Division 3, no. The only thing was that, and we pretty much knew this, but Tom Henderson, who's a pretty reputable leaker, usually has pretty good Ubisoft news and connections, he was saying that it is indeed going to go into full production once Star Wars Outlaws comes out. So that's happening in just under 2 months now. So 2 months from right now, in theory, the Division 3 should be starting full production. Which is exciting, but it also means that we need to remember that we're still years out from that game, right? So I wouldn't expect to hear like actual news about Division 3 for minimum 2 years, probably longer. Where these fellas at? Ow, dude.
Console active.
You'll never fully... Oh, wait, what did I miss up here? Oh, I'm missing a bunch of stuff. I'm here bracing for Hurricane Beryl. Well, Ramona, I hope you stay safe, man. I must be out of the loop. I don't even know what part of the world that's in, but yeah, stay safe, man. Take the precautions you need to. Frank said, I'll put money that the Heartland portion gets added to Division 3 to add more value. I think it's more likely that we would see it in Division 3 than Division 2, as some people think, but honestly, I'm not convinced, man. We'll see. We'll see. I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong. But we'll see. Question, the Pestilence talent works with stat effects only or with weapon damage? The Pestilence talent, to my knowledge, has no... You can't increase it with stat effects. It's its own, like, separate talent thing. So, investing into stat effects should not up its damage. Unless I'm just totally wrong. Someone can correct me, but yeah, I don't think you can do that. Gene said after 3,500 hours of playing, I'm close to moving on. Well, I'm sorry to hear it, man. Certainly, I don't blame you, you know. Game's got some problems right now. There's a lack of things to do. As I always recommend to people, there's nothing wrong with taking a break. I think a lot of people feel like a compulsion for whatever reason to keep playing, whether it's because they've spent so much time at the game or whatever. But it's never worth forcing yourself to play if you're not actually having a good time, or if you don't have things that you're wanting to do. So my recommendation would be take a break, as you know, as short or as long as that needs to be for you. And then, you know, when you come back, when there's actually new stuff to do, new experiences to have, and hopefully you'll find that enjoyment again. But there's no reason to force yourself to play in the meantime, you know what I mean? Well, he just ran through the fire and didn't get caught on fire. What was that about? Bop. I think this guy does not know where to go. That's so funny. You can't go around to the stairs? Come here, little guy.
Serious trauma detected.
All right. There we go. We're back. We're doing it. Oh, but of course I don't get agonizing bite this time. That's sad. All right, let me catch up on this. I have a theory they canceled Heartland because they're going to use the framework for Division 3, maybe. Anything's possible, Shrewd, but from what I know, no, that's not the case. Hermes with the 7-month member message. Rogue, Division 4 hasn't been revealed yet. You need to be more angry about this. You need to go fix things at Ubisoft. It is your role as content creator. You're right, man. You're 100% right. I'm sorry that I've neglected my my responsibility there. I'm gonna pull up to Ubisoft HQ in France right now and say, where the hell is our Division 4? Bring it. I appreciate the 7 months, man, and I appreciate you, as you know. How you doing? I don't think you even sent a chat. You just slung that in there. How you doing, man?
Hostiles constructing. Hostiles spawn from highlighted doors.
Yeah, Frank said, take a break, come back for the DLC. I did the same with Destiny 2, and my experience with the final ship was quite enjoyable. 100%. And again, I think it is... People have that, like, compulsion where they're like, I've spent so much time in this game, and I'm so invested that I need to keep playing. And it's like, you don't, though. You don't have to. I think if more people realize that, they'd probably have a healthier relationship with all types of games, not just The Division, but even, like, you know, games like Fortnite or whatever. Like, I think people keep playing stuff because they have an attachment to it, but not necessarily because they're still enjoying it every time they play, you know?
Console available.
Bob Moderson becoming a member of Rogue Studios. Thank you so much, my guy. Thank you, Bob. Welcome. I see you've already been a member before because you got your little badge, but yeah, you got the badge back. You got the emotes to use here. You can link up on the Discord. Appreciate it very much, dude. Welcome back.
Room selected.
Resurgence still coming. As far as we know, Henry, we've heard nothing different. I still do think it's odd that we didn't hear about it at Ubisoft Forward. I've honestly, it's been a pretty busy last few weeks. I've not had a chance to like look into that as I intended to. But as soon as we hear something, I'll certainly pass it on.
Hostile spawn from highlighted doors.
Literally just showed up. Nice. Had a coffee breakfast date. Good stuff. Looked at some X-Defiant Season 1 stuff. They put the Laveau in. I know. I kind of want to play that if I can find time today or this week. I want to play Season 1, but also, yeah, grab that Laveau, dude. I love that I saw someone on Twitter being like, where did they get this Laveau gun? That's not even like that's not like a standard gun that they use in real life. Or, I mean, I know it is, but it's like, I think it's portrayed differently. And everyone's like, it's from The Division, man. Well, yep. 2016. But yeah. Hope your date went well, dude. That's fun. Cashmere Cat. Oh, Cashmere Cat. Said Cashmere Cat. When do you think we can expect Seasons 2.0 to drop? That would be around October. The current, if you go by the calendar in game, I believe it's like mid-October. And so yeah, that's when Season 2 and Seasons 2.0 should be dropping. I hope you don't mind me calling you Cashmere Cat, because now I just think that's incredibly funny. But you have a great name.
Console online. Supply station activated. Room selected. Difficulty rating easy. Steam hazard activated.
Incursion Hunter Mass not dropping. Why? Anyone suggestions? HCM, are you doing the Incursion Flawless? Because that is the requirement to get the Mass to drop. You have to do the entire run without anybody on your team going down the entire time. It can be a tough feat to pull off, but that's what you gotta do.
Console available.
I noticed lately that I don't crash on PC. It was crazy before. I couldn't play 10 minutes without a crash. Yeah, they said that was one of the big things that they did with Project Resolve earlier this year, was fix up a lot of the issues with stability and crashes, so I don't play on PC, but from what I've heard, that did help for the majority of people. So I'm glad your experience has been improved there.
Construction initiated.
I'm about to play War Thunder. Do you have a sponsor code I could use? I do not. I don't even know what War Thunder is, to be honest with you, man. No, I don't have any sponsor codes anywhere. Not something I've really looked into. So I'm sorry, I did not. Yeah, I misspoke, Hermes. I know it was real. I meant like, I think, is the version in real life single fire, and then they made it full auto in Div 1, was that it? Or there was something about it where it was like not fully representational of the real life variant, right? Or maybe I'm just making that whole thing up. Oh goodness. Alright, let's not die again. Got a sniper over there. I'm gonna knock you out of that cover. I prefer you don't heal up. I totally forgot I got a secondary. Grab that. Alright, we made it past last time. Do you think the devs should add rogue agents and hunters and legendary content for added difficulty? I mean, sure. I don't see why not. Does legendary have... Someone's gonna be like, well, you don't know this. Does legendary have the ability... I don't think it does, right? It's not like regular missions where you could have rogue agents show up in the middle, right? So that's what you're asking, if they should add that. I see no reason why not. I think the only pushback point you might get is people, you know, I think they would need to for sure add a checkpoint there if you die, because that's like a lot, right? If you're fighting those on legendary, it's already tough enough content. You don't want to get reset to the beginning because you got the random rogue agent encounter. So if they were to do that, I would think the only thing they would need to do is add a checkpoint, so that if you die, you can still just start again from right there and not keep going.
Hostile construction initiated.
Uh-oh, here we go, the no sound LMG. You know, in a way it's relaxing. I feel like I'm playing the game without so much of the the noise in my brain. But I would not be able to stand this over months and months if that were to stay. War of Thunder is a free-to-play tank game. I gotcha. I watch always either Raid Shadow or War Thunder. I gotcha. It's one of those. Yeah, no. I do not. Have not been associated. What's up, Ken? Did they deploy any fixes today? They did not. But they did do some big updates to the known issues board. If you head over there, a bunch of the stuff that we are anticipating is in the fix ready category. It's apparently ready to go with TU 21.2. The only problem is I don't see that coming out for another like 2 weeks at minimum, because we just got 0.1 last week. And that's part of the problem that I talk about in my video from today, is how I think they need to do some more regular hot fixes, so we're not waiting weeks and weeks, right? So no, there was nothing today.
Console online.
It's a good silencer, yeah. Okay, whoops, I'm falling way behind. Hey, what up, Libertarian? Andrew, what up? So is the no sound LMG breaking PvP because the sound is gone? How can you hear other people in the DZ? I don't know. Personally, Dylan, like, weapon sounds is like one of the last things I use to identify where people are in the DZ. You know, the way that the game is set up, you have a bunch of like tools for situational awareness. You can use the nearby menu. You can use the fact that you can like mostly see people through walls. Like that's just kind of how the game is set up. So I guess I don't know. I haven't personally noticed an impact on like player noticeability because of it. But if you use weapon sounds like specifically to identify people, maybe it's an issue. I'm honestly not sure. Random question, where can I get the plus 255 electronics mods in Div 1? Ooh, boy. Talk about a throwback. Where do you get mods in Div 1? I feel like I remember getting most of my mods from vendors.
Supply station activated.
Am I wrong about that? Someone might have to give me an assist there. Good mods in Div 1. I think it was mostly vendors that sold them. At least that's what my memory is telling me. But yeah, I don't know, dude. Crafting, maybe? Crafting and vendors?
Entering new room.
Some rifles have no... Yeah, so it's all rifles and LMGs, SG, that have the issue right now. Again, they say that the fix is ready to go on the no issues board, but it's not coming for at least a little bit. I hope Div 3 uses echoes more prominently like Div 1 to reveal the mainline story. Definitely. Some of Division 1's like echoes in the usage were pretty cool. I do feel like there are some of those elements in Division 2 where it's like it felt more like we're doing this because Division 1 had it and it was cool, more than like we're fitting it in like organic and cool ways. You know, stuff that comes to mind is like echoes, like you said, or like commendations. I think commendations kind of aren't that great in Div 2, at least when you compare them to like the Div 1 system and implementation and the rewards and all that. So for sure. Alright, let me try and catch up. I'm way behind here. I don't know when they did it, but they finally fixed the TKB clipping. I'm gonna have to look at that. I don't think I realized that they did that. Hermie said, so the way rifle branding is strange. Receiver. Slower. Go fully automatic. I gotcha. That makes sense. What's up, nobody? Just watch your other video right on. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, you know. When it comes down to it, sometimes you just gotta say what's gotta be said, so. I'm glad you liked it. Left you a long rant on your latest video. I look forward to reading it, man, as always. I might not get around to the comments until tonight, but you know I will. Rogue, have you ever played Skyrim? I have, Dirty. I've spent a good amount of time in Skyrim back in the day. Okay, let me fully catch up. I'm sorry, we're going to stand here for just a second. Axe said, sup, Rogue, just wanted to show some appreciation for the content you make. I'm pretty new at the game, only shade level 131, and your videos have been my #1 source for build making and tips. Axe, you are very, very welcome. I appreciate you saying that. Appreciate it very much. And welcome to the game. Shade level 131, definitely starting out pretty fresh. Yeah, I'm really glad you're enjoying. Super glad the videos have helped out. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the under playlists on the channel. I have like a, what do I call it? I think tips, guides, and reviews or whatever playlist. And that has like all of the guides that I've done on build stuff, on farming, on content, whatever. So if you're ever looking for more stuff, be sure to check that if there's anything useful. But I'm really glad to have helped out so far, and I'm glad you're having fun. Love hearing it. The Division 3 release date, we have no official release date, Tommy, but my guess personally is March 2028. I see Frank there thinks March 2027. I think no earlier than 2027. Like, that's the very earliest that I think we'll see it. So it's still a ways out. Shrewd said, it's cool to catch you live. Rogue, watch your videos. Have some good info on Div 2. Thanks. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for being here. My understanding is Legendary Summit is the only place that has rogues and hunters. Gotcha. Yeah, that seems right to me. I just hope you'll fix the guns that don't have sound bugs. What's up, 9? Yeah, they already have the fix ready for it. We have a known issues board for the game, and on there it says that the fix is already ready for that issue. It's just a matter of when that patch is going to go live, right? So Should be relatively soon, hopefully.
Hostiles constructing.
I used to be an adventurer like you, till I took an arrow to the knee.
Constructing hostile combatant.
Hermes with the $5. Thank you, dude. Hold on, let me kill this since I'm standing right in front of a door. I don't want to die. Assuming we're not losing Resurgence. What a sad thing to say. But I know what you mean. Due to Resurgence being a mobile game, do you see yourself making constant content for it when it releases? It's a good question. Not constant. Like, I'm not going to cover Resurgence as much as I do Division 2. But totally, I think it'd be fun to mix it in, you know, with the general schedule, right? Obviously, when it comes out, we'll do streams on it. That'll be fun. And I'll do some videos. But no, I'm not going to cover it as much as a console or PC Division game. Like, as much as I would have for Heartland, for example. But totally sub. Absolutely. Thank you very much for the 5, dude. As always, the kindness and generosity is more than appreciated, man. Frank said, I'll give 20 subs if it's in 2028. Division 3 is already in the works, as they mentioned it before. Wait, what? Oh, and they mentioned it before it would be leaked. Well, you know, to me, Frank, that sounds like a win-win. If I'm wrong and it gets here sooner, then I'll be elated. And if it's 2028 and I get 20 subs, then, you know, that's great. No, I don't know, man. I'm just going off of, you know, the best guess I have. That's what I think, but I could 100% be wrong. I've been wrong before. It's my understanding that there is not... Someone in the door there. It's my understanding that Division 3 is not far along in terms of it being in production. I don't think any major work is going to begin on it until Outlaws comes out, but that's just my understanding. Again, I could be wrong. I hope I am. If we get Division 3 tomorrow, I'd be elated. The thing for me is, like, I don't want them to rush it just to get it out sooner. You know what I mean? Like, it was rumored that Division 2 ended up being rushed. Ubisoft really wanted that 3-year window between 1 and 2. And had Division 2 had another 6 months or another year to flesh things out, get more content ready, all of that, you have to wonder how the game would have done in that first year compared to how it did, you know? So maybe they could have Division 3 ready by March 2027, but if they feel they need more time to make it that experience that we all want.
New location. Difficulty rating.
Oh, hang on. All right, we should be good. Sorry, there was a little hiccup in OBS there. Division 2 was praised as like being one of the most stable looter shooter launches that the industry has seen, and I fully agree with that. Again, it had some issues in terms of, even though it did have an endgame with like the invaded content that wasn't incredibly replayable, and I think that was the game's biggest issue for a long time. So again, if we want to avoid something like that happening for Division 3, give them the time they need to make it the game it needs to be. Yeah, sorry, the stream should be back now. There was a weird little OBS hiccup. I think we're good. My mic is hiccuping. What the heck? Is it any better now? Hermes and Mouse says no issues on their end. Okay. Okay, I think it was probably just trying to catch up. Hopefully we're good. Sorry about that. I'm totally missing a bunch of stuff, but Postman just dropped another 5, like an absolute freaking legend, dude. Going to nothing, SG, Satanta, Stefan, and Caretaker. welcome you five to Rogue Studios. Be sure to drop Postman a thank you, dude. Can't say thank you enough for the generosity, man. As always, you're the best, dude. And you five, welcome to Rogue Studios. You now get a cool badge next to your name. You get some emojis to use here on the live streams and on the channel comments and all that. And you can join our Discord server and link it up if you want access to a private channel in there. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Warlock with another frickin' $14 donation. Thank you so much. Are you afraid the Resurgence will have pay to win and millions of microtransactions and gambling like other mobile games? It is certainly a fair question. I don't think it's going to be like, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be like the worst of the worst, if you know what I mean. But I think we already saw from the betas that they are going down the path. It certainly has more monetization than Div 1. You know what I mean? Or not Div 1, Div 2. I'm trying to think of what in the beta there was like you can buy crates of like gear and stuff. So technically it does have pay to win elements. But again, I don't think it's just going to become like a gambling simulator. I don't think they're going that far into it, but it's certainly going to have more than Division 2. And so that's kind of the nature of modern mobile gaming, is that consumers have shown that they're willing to spend that money and pay that stuff. So publishers have no reason to not do it. So yeah, we'll see how that goes when it comes out. If they were to ever add elements like that to Division 2, I would protest it very heavily because I do not believe in pay-to-win elements on these kinds of games. But it's pretty hard to say that they shouldn't do it in mobile when they make... Like, mobile gaming is the biggest market in the world. You know what I mean? And people pay it. Like, they just do. And that's why they do it, is because people pay that stuff. So it's hard to argue, like, you shouldn't do this when they're like, why wouldn't we when everybody else pays it anyway? So I think it's kind of a excuse me, it's kind of a losing battle on the mobile front. But if they were to do that in like Division 2 or whatever, I would certainly be very, very opposed. All right. Chill out there. Frank with the almost $30 dono. I'm going to up that dono. It's just a dono off now. Thank you, dude. That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much, man. Just for the sake of it, huh? That's very kind. I appreciate everybody's generosity today. There's been a lot of that going around. Thank you so much. Thank you to Frank. Thank you to Nuclear, Postman, Warlock for everything. Thank you, guys. Alright, I missed a crap ton of messages. I'm so sorry. I'll go back.
Whoa! I'm a target. Holy!
Alright, he healed up anyway. Pop.
Console online.
Jeez. Okay. Goodness me. How far up did I miss here? Kill Nerve, what's up? I'm doing good. Thank you, man. Hey, Dirty, thank you so much for jumping into it. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed your first YouTube live stream. And I'll see you around for sure. Have a good one. EM, what's up? I don't know what you say. Holy crap. Frickin' Matt coming in with the 20 gifted. Jeez, Matt. Jeez Louise. Going to DF. Dev, Greg, Rick, Random, Sum, Bible, Roman, PSN, Philip, Sam, Materian, Joe, 60 Watt, Thomas, Miroslav, Feed, Jose, John, and Cameron. Goodness me, if you all are in the stream, be sure to drop Matt a thank you. Dude, thank you so much.
Difficulty rating. High value target.
For the generosity, man.
Hostile construction.
That is above and beyond. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hostile
As always, dude.
Hostile spawn from highlight.
Also, Tommy, have a great one, dude. Have a great rest of your day.
Time to go for you wanna see what
Matt, incredibly kind of you, man. Thank you so much for supporting what I do, as always. I feel like I end up saying that every stream, but it's too kind. Is the new trial out proper? It is not. 1 week from today will be. Lieutenant Luz Bitebeer, that's what I was about to say. Lieutenant Buzz Lightbeer in the chat. What's going on, man? How you doing? Last one for a bit. The wife is changing jobs, so we'll get to tighten the old belt. Dude, you know, I sincerely appreciate everybody that chooses to donate and support what I do, but it is never an expectation. You never got to feel any sort of obligation to continue doing it, to let me know about it. I sincerely appreciate everything that you've already done for me, so not a problem whatsoever. I hope you guys go through that job change smoothly. But like I said, you never gotta explain anything to me. I appreciate it very much. There we go. Made it to the Nemi. I guess if I lose my Division 3 release date bet, I'll have to give subs more subs than just 20. I will leave that up to your discretion, Frank. Let's do that. Luz Bite Beer. There we go. You should do that should be April Fool's. Change the name to that for a day. How's it going, Buzz? How you doing? Should have a 5-month badge with a red border around the skull so you can go full rogue. You know, Dylan, when I set that all up, for some reason, maybe they've changed this by now, they didn't let me set them, like, if I wanted to have a 5-month, for example, I had to do something every month until it hit 5. Like, it wouldn't let me do a 1 month and then a 6 month and then a year, you know? And that's maybe what I would have chosen to do. But it made me do them in order, where it was like 1, 2, 3. Which is kind of annoying. I kind of wish they let me have my say there. But it's whatever. You know? But yes, that is a good idea. If I ever do more badges, I will keep that in mind. Isn't it notorious? Isn't it?
Entering new room. Difficulty rating.
Sub will remain active though. Well, I appreciate you, man. You know I do. Thank you, man.
Difficulty increased. Constructing nemesis.
Loving the chat. Sometimes I just can't talk. Loving the chat vibes currently. Got to dip out and walk the dog. Satanta, have a great one, man. Good to see you. Talk soon, I'm sure. Buzz, I would be curious to know, if you don't mind me questioning you. I've seen some articles going around about Helldivers, like player counts and stuff. I know you're still covering that pretty regularly. I thought it was kind of weird because, you know, they said it was like dropping significantly, but it still had like what, almost 50,000 people a day on Steam. I'm curious what your outlook is on the player base on that game right now. Is it? Have you noticed anything? Do you think it's mostly normal, or what is your, you know, normal for a game that's out from launch by a few months, or what do you think about that?
Facility detected. Combat simulation program active.
Mic is cutting slightly on occasion.
Safe area
Okay.
entered.
I'm not sure how to fix that up on my end while I'm live, Frank, but I'm sorry. I will I'll try and get it sorted as soon as I'm off. Killnerve with the first super on a live. Coming in with the 20. Have some of my finest shillings, sir. Not even a question, not even nothing. Just showing support. Killnerve, thank you so much, dude. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, first super on a live. You're awesome, man. That was just completing Descent there was just for you. I totally wouldn't have done it otherwise. All right, well, we got that done. They lost 90% of the player base. Yeah, and it's like, it's hard for me to tell if that's, because that's what happens with most games, right? Launch surges, and then it stabilizes out to like the people that want to stick around, you know what I mean? But I just know that Buzz is still on it heavily, so I'd be curious to see if he's, what he thinks about that. Is Kenley back? No, it should be next week for Easy. It usually unlocks with a new manhunt target. Part normal, part of a multitude of factors. Sony and the PSN stuffed and nobody any favors for sure. The gameplay loop is fire but needs to expand. Previous changes and nerfs needs fixing. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I saw those articles and I was like, that seems kind of normal to me. But for sure, I think they lost some momentum with the PSN stuff, which is unfortunate. But, you know, I'm sure if they continue to stick with the game and iterate as they seem like they want to do, it'll, you know, continue to improve. Any mention of the clan vendor and what's up with that? Clan board. If you mean the clan XP, that is a known issue. They have it listed on the board. I believe the fix is ready, they say. We just need 221.2 to get here for it to go live, so they're already well aware. Okay. Done with Descent. Nuclear said, would you be surprised if the devs added the EB and RAV talents to Descent since they added the Regulus one? I think their consideration has just always been, is this going to be, you know, fair within the balancing here? The Ravenous totally could be. I would be curious to know if they would ever consider doing the Eagle Bear one, because I think that could get very... You could probably become almost unkillable, you know? So I kind of doubt they would add the Eagle Bear one. But I don't know. Dylan was right to restart my YouTube app and Mike is fine. Okay, good. No worries, man. I am glad that it was not me, because that stuff always stresses me out. I'm like, I don't know how to fix it. All right, yes, let me prep for doing some control points with Guardians. If anybody wants to join in, I'm going to just do, like I said, control point farming for the Guardians global event. If anyone on Xbox wants to join in, drop your gamer tag in the chat, and I will get you in. I got a hella pessimistic question. Shoot it my way, Hermes. Shoot it my way. Powerbomb, what's up? Buzz said Arrowhead controls their own fate. 12 plus million players is no fluke. 100%. The articles glamorize the player counts, and I expected to bounce back with newer content and changes that prioritize the fun factor. Yeah. And that's true with a lot of games. Like, you saw it happen with Destiny when they did their Into the Light update. They did a lot of, like, long requested player things, and it brought a lot of people back and drummed up a lot of good sentiment. I have a feeling the Division 2 could do the same. That's something that I kind of want to do a video on sometime soon. So yeah, 100%. All right, we got Aesthetic and Libertarian. Let's get them in. Whoa, this screen changed. I've not seen this before. Oh, Lord, what did I just press? There we go. The screen is very weird. Why do I have to go? Why doesn't it just have the side panel anymore? Weird. And then Patrick. There we go.
Another agent has joined your group.
All right, we have one spot left. If anybody on Xbox wants in for global event farming, drop your gamer tag in the chat. What is the Guardians event? It is a global event that basically makes it so that every enemy squad has a Guardian where they're immune until you, or where the rest are immune until you kill them. But then when you kill them, the whole group gets a big buff. You can just mow through everybody. So it's just one of the game's global events. Edguile, I actually, it's a hybrid, all right? At a certain time in the morning, it switches to light, and then a certain time at night, it switches to dark. So I do have it, but only during the daytime, I promise. Lido, you could try what Dylan suggested, because Frank was saying the same thing, but apparently if you do like just a reload of the stream, it fixes it. I hope it's not on my end. Otherwise, I'll have to look into it after the stream. This and that, if I wasn't working today, I'd rock some control points with you since I'm on Xbox One. Well, no worries, man. There's always chances in the future. All right, let's... I think if you guys don't mind, I'm going to turn on... Because I still need keys for the global event. I'm just going to turn on Fog of War and Ragers, because those are, like, really easy directives that are mostly just free XP. So hopefully y'all are good with that. But let's do those, and then we'll get going. Yeah, I need 12 more keys, I think. Yeah, to finish up the... apparel event. We'll get our stars. We'll get it going. I missed Hermes' question up here. If Yubi announces they're pulling the plug on the Division franchise, do you think you'd become a creator for a different gaming franchise? If so, what game? If not, what would the channel do? Yeah, what Postman was saying there. I mean, I don't want to like definitively say that I would just drop the channel, because I probably wouldn't. I would try some other stuff. Maybe I'd make some stuff once in a while. But my thing is that you know, where do we want to start? I have no idea. Maybe up here, get some hyena ones going. You know, I have a passion to make videos because I want to talk about the Division, you know? Not necessarily because I want to make videos all day, every day. Which sounds bad in a way. It makes it sound like I don't actually want to make videos. I do, but it's like, it goes in sync. It's in tandem, right? I want to make videos on the Division. That's not to say that I couldn't find enjoyment doing it on other things, but I don't know what that would be. And I really don't know if I would find that thing if the Division were just to go away, if that wasn't the fallback that I would always have. So, hopefully it never comes to that. I think that's the bottom line for me. I don't want the Division to ever, you know, until it's good and ready, you know what I mean? Like, if they're making Division stuff that doesn't really feel like Division anymore, then yeah, we should put it out of its misery. But while they're still going strong, while they're still making fun Division stuff that people are enjoying that's authentic to the franchise, then I hope it keep going. I totally forgot I made the most badass backfire build. 3 improvised, 2 Seska, 1 Gruppo. 50 crit chance, 160 crit damage, 100% bleed resist. Nice. That sounds fun. Yeah, I enjoyed the backfire. I have actually wanted to try it with the new exotic knee pads. I heard that there's a functionality with them where they'll actually like if you hit, I heard that if you get hit by the same status 4 times, it'll then make you immune from it, apparently. So in theory, you could get fully immune from bleed and not have to then build bleed resist on your build. That's something I want to try, but I'm glad you're having fun with that. I should make a backfire build soon. I haven't used it in a while. That's Guardian's one big downside compared to
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Golden Bullet is it doesn't reload on kill, which is, once you get used to it, that is like a really useful perk. I think I might set up a version with the Chameleon instead of the Eagle Bearer here. After this control point. Alright, there we go.
Incoming hostiles detected.
We gotta kill more of these guys first. There we go. Now they're coming. Maybe.
Hostile control point nearby.
Oh, that's long range. Should be trying to hit that. We done? Oh, the allies are still making their way over. So yeah, Gunnar said I did find your. Oh, I did find you through your Anthem vid, but that's obviously not a video, so I could keep up. Hopefully, Div is still there to stay. That's cool, man. I didn't know that you found me through that. Yeah, that's not my most viewed video of all time, which is kind of wild. But yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I enjoy doing that every once in a while, like switching up the format and trying something else. But you know, I've gotten requests from people plenty over the years to like cover other games, and like most recently, the First Descendant. People like make videos on that, and I'm like, I could, but I just don't know that game like I know The Division, right? I could make videos on it, but I wouldn't really feel like I'm doing anything that somebody else isn't doing because I don't have that. I haven't done the work to become knowledgeable about the game. No, I don't know the game. And so all I would really be doing is just resharing news and like builds and stuff, and I could learn it over time, sure, but again, I just don't think it's the same. Like, I played The Division since day one in 2016. I feel like I have a viewpoint and a perspective to share that's informed, that's backed by a history behind the game, you know what I mean? And I just don't have that with any other game. At least I don't now. In the past I did with like Destiny and World of Warcraft, but I haven't kept up with those games at all, so yeah. Alright, let's grab, I'm gonna grab the loot here real quick.
Supply room access.
And go on to the next one.
Locked.
I do kind of think I want to use the Chameleon for that reload bonus. What's the G like with the Ouroboros? Game crashing? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I could try it with Striker. I just feel like because you'd chew through ammo so quick, I feel like the reload would just be insufferable because you reload, you know what I mean? But I can try it for one coming up here. What's your least favorite global event? Mine's Polarity Switch. Yes, at least after the changes they made in it didn't used to be my least favorite, but after Project Resolve when they buffed the other ones, I love Shade Exposed now, which I didn't used to like at all. And Hollywood I like a lot, which I didn't used to like at all. So now Polarity Switch is my least favorite because I think that was the one that was least impacted by the changes. All right, yeah, let's run a Chameleon. Why not? Oh, perfect. Aesthetic knows exactly my flow. That's where I was going next. Wait, where did I just read that? Oh, Hermie said, since we returned to NYC in Div 2 and we're returning again in the Division Resurgence, do you think we'll ever reach a point of the franchise where we leave New York City for good? I hope so. And that might not be a popular opinion, but it's kind of the same way I feel about game modes, which I know I'm probably in the minority of. You know, a lot of people say, the one I do agree with is survival. I think survival is too unique and too awesome of an experience to just leave behind and to never revisit. And that's obviously why they were going to do it with Heartland, at least in a spiritual sense. But people always say, we don't want new ideas or game modes. We just want you to bring back like Underground and Resistance. And I'm like, sure, that would be fun, but I don't agree. I don't just want to play the same stuff for years and years and years. I would rather, and that, you know, that's why we get something like Countdown, which I think has been a lot of fun. I personally, I think that's Division 2's most successful game mode. And again, I don't agree with the idea that they should just regurgitate the same stuff again and again and again. But I know I'm in the minority there. Plenty would just want Underground and Resistance to come back and all that, so if that's you, more power to you. So like in Division 3, you know, I hope that they do continue. Like, Division 3, I guess, is a little bit different because it's the third game. Like, take the best of what worked from the first two. Take some of the ideas that worked and evolve them. But I wouldn't just want Division 3 to be, alright, update after update, we're bringing stuff back from the first two games. If they want to do that sometimes, that's fine, but I also want them to try new things. Because if you just stick with what's worked in the past, you'll never know what else there could possibly be out there, you know? At least that's how I see it. They just have to make the next game with everything the previous game had and then add more stuff. Again, I unfortunately don't think that's a realistic expectation, and that's kind of, I think some people believe that's what Division 2 is going to be, and that's why they were disappointed. It's unfortunately just not really, in my opinion, even really fair to say you need to have everything that your predecessor had and then have more. Because it took them, you know, by the time Division's done, it'll have been, what, 6, 7, 8 years worth of them adding new stuff. So, to then say you need to condense 8 years of content and all this stuff into one game and then have more on top of that and have it ready in 3 to 4 years, that's just not, like, that's just not how it works, you know what I mean? But what is absolutely fair to say, I think, and what I hope they do, is take the learnings of those games, and in terms of the philosophy of them designing the game, those lessons do need to be implemented. But I think if you're expecting every single piece of content from Division 1 and 2 to be there at launch, I just don't think that's ever something we would see, you know? And the Chameleon is quite fun with this. I'm about to run out of ammo, I see. Astenic, no! I'll come back for you.
Supply room access unlocked.
Okay, maybe not everything, but the stuff that was well received. Yeah. No, yeah, sorry, I wasn't just targeting you with that. That is a comment that I've seen. It was around even, you know, when they announced Division 2, like, Division 2 better have every single thing that Division 1 did and more. And it's like, I get why people would want that, but again, that's just not fully realistic into how this stuff works. But yeah, Division 3, and I said this in my like ultimate wishlist video after it was announced, it being the third game, you just need the... I think if you want the game to be successful, just take the best things that work from Division 1 and 2, use at least the philosophy there, put it into the base game, and build from there. Like, if you want to do a few new systems, like the ability to go rogue or SHD, that's a big one that people want, sure. If you want to do changing seasons, you know, sure. That's stuff that people can get behind. But in terms of, like, trying all these ambitious new things that might or might not go well, I don't think Division 3 is necessarily the place to try that, at least when it comes out, you know? So, that's my view there. Do you think they should do some changes to Golden Bullet? I think they need to make it way more group-friendly instead of a greedy event. That's definitely a fair critique of it. The only thing I would say is that if they change it too much, or if they change Guardians, I feel like those two would essentially become the same event. Like, technically that's one way that they differ, is the fact that Guardian shares with everyone, whereas Golden Bullet is just yourself. And that can be annoying, I fully get that. But I also do think it gives them a little bit of individuality. So I don't know. I think there's a pro and con to that part of it. I need to be running like Hunter's Fury to lock him in once I kill one. So they're just going to keep marching forward. The full armor refill is very nice with the bonus armor.
Incoming hostiles detected.
Right, they're coming from this way.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
That shield's going to give me big problems. Jeez. Are they still coming out there? No. Umbra plus Chameleon plus Guardians equals Burt. I'm pretty sure that the game cannot even register that high of a rate of fire. I'm pretty sure it can't. Like, I think you're technically at a detriment when you're doing that, but it is still pretty funny. I don't even know if it can register what I'm doing right now with Striker and that with the Chameleon, but who knows, I'm getting enough good bonuses anyway.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Alright, we got the control point done.
Supply room access unlocked. Access key detected.
Each location in Division 2 is a separate load, so potentially could have many locations in Div 3. Oh, 100%. That's one of the things that what's the word I'm trying to say? Sincerely hope that they go for is plan from the start to have it at least, like, I understand you can't plan for infinite content if you don't know how well the game's going to do, but from the jump, they need to plan for at least 2 major expansions for those first 2 years, you know? And each expansion should add a new city. You know, obviously we're going to have presumably we're going to have one main city when Division 3 comes out. But then I really hope that they'll do expansion 1 year later with a new city, expansion another year after that with a new city. And if they can keep that model going, that would be, I think, a really sustainable and really enjoyable way to do it. And then, yeah, you pick where you want to go, essentially. Hi, Rogue. What's up? Caleb. I haven't played Div 2 for about a year and thinking about getting back into it. Any changes that would be good to know before doing so? Yes. Let's see, about a year. So I assume you maybe played the first bit of the Descent game mode when that came out. That was about a year ago. Since then, they have released an Incursion, which is an endgame focused activity. There's a new like prestige exotic reward from there, kind of similar to like the Eagle Bearer and the Ravenous from those raids. There's a new exotic tied to that Incursion. Incursions are like 4-player raids in a way, so that's a new endgame thing you could go for. They also put out Project Resolve, which was like a really big rebalance to the game. So like basically every brand got buffed. The 2- and 3-piece bonuses got buffed on the majority of brands. They reworked. They did a major balance pass on weapons. So a lot of the builds you had from back then aren't necessarily going to be invalid, but there might be newer combinations that are even stronger based off of some of those changes. And then, so if you want to look up like videos on Project Resolve, I certainly did plenty. You can kind of get a sense of what they changed there. And then this season, which came out just about a month ago, they changed the endgame flow so that you can now get to the endgame without owning the Warlords expansion. They kind of changed some stuff there, but I assume you were already at the endgame if you were playing a year ago, so that probably doesn't apply as much to you. But yeah, and then the only thing to really be aware of coming up is that next season they're implementing Seasons 2.0, which is going to be a pretty fundamental shift of the game because they're introducing seasonal characters, which has been a very controversial thing so far, but definitely if you're going to get back into the game long term, you should probably look that up and get a sense of what's coming up there so you know what to expect. But yeah, I would say the biggest thing, if you're coming back after a year, the biggest thing to look into is Project Resolve, so you have a sense of what they changed there. Like they did a lot of PvP changes there, they reduced expertise costs, things like that. And then, yeah, as far as new content, the Paradise Lost Incursion, if that sounds like it's up your alley, would definitely be a good one to check out. I think that's, you know, now that I've thought about it more, that might be my favorite content in the game. At least, you know, PvE. Like, before I had said the raids I really loved, and I still do, but I think that Incursion was just so well done, and I think it fits the game so well. I really, really love that thing. Okay, I missed some stuff up here, including Solvent joining Rogue Studios. Thank you so much, man. Welcome, welcome. Welcome back, I should say. I know you've been a member before. Thank you so much for supporting, dude. It's good to see you. And then Warlock with the 279 Super Chat. Big question, will Div 3 be next-gen exclusive? I would bet a lot, yes. Massive's current games, like Avatar that came out this last Christmas, was already next-gen exclusive. Star Wars Outlaws coming out in August is next-gen exclusive. So I would be shocked if by the end of this decade they're still putting out stuff for... I mean, that would just be ridiculous. Like, I'd be upset if they were doing that. I would call that out significantly if they were still putting stuff out for the Xbox One at the end of the 2020s, you know? So yeah, I think pretty much for sure it will be next-gen only. But Warlock, thank you so much for the dono and support, man. Again, thank you, thank you. I see they finally updated the known issues board. Yeah, they did. Which is good. But again, the communication overall has not been great these past few weeks, and that's something I talked about in my video that I put out this morning. It's great that they updated it, but that should have happened a while ago, and they should have been saying more in the meantime. Just dodging these bombs.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Incoming hostiles detected.
Great video today, thank you. I've been answering a lot of backup calls this season. There's been a ton of new players. I wonder if, despite the bugs, they've been able to successfully onboard new players. I think 100%. And a lot of people like to deny that this is the case, partly because I think they just want to be salty about it, which, you know, it's going to happen. But Division 2 has had, like, a pretty consistent influx of new players ever since they came back for Season 9, really. I think it was around Season 10 is when they really started to see it, and that's when they, you know, lean more and more into doing the sales and the new player-friendly stuff. Like, I get that it's frustrating for veterans if they do new player stuff because it's like we've been here longer, we want stuff to do. But games like this do need people playing to keep going, right? And as much as we don't want to admit it, live service games and MMOs or whatever live and die by its casual audience because there's always going to be more casual players than there are veteran players. That doesn't mean that they should ignore veteran players. It's still very important to do stuff that pleases them, that fits with how they play the game, you know? But I think the one endgame change this season was much more relevant than a lot of people like to admit in terms of who's playing the game right now. And so yeah, as soon as this update dropped, there were a lot of new Shade level people in Countdown. Like you said, you've been doing a lot of backup calls. Like, there are definitely a lot of people jumping into the game, and there have been for a while. Coming up here.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Oh, way back over here. Alright, what'd I miss? I had a bunch of friends show up back at the beginning of the season. Granted they thought all the things were coming next season were starting this one, but it was nice to see them again. Yeah. I can't get into the season knowing that 2.0 my character will be basically defunct. Fair enough. You know, I've seen plenty of people say the same. I do think once that change comes out and people actually play it, at least some amount of the people who are mad right now will probably continue playing because it's my hope at least that the gameplay will be more fun than what we have right now. But yeah, there's some people that are just not going to get on board with the new proposal, and that is what it is. All right, we are tearing through these things. How many keys do I got? 3. Let's go here, maybe? Oh, wait, I should have just gone to the one up there. I was kind of dumb for that, guys. We could go to the top one. Yeah, I'm coming back. I'm coming back to you guys. Philip said, I just want another book. I know. Yeah, I mean, we know that the Crossroads stuff is done. Thomas has said there's not more stuff coming there. We are supposed to, at some point this year, get the webtoon that they talked about at Division Day last year. A lot of the Division Universe stuff ever since, like, Heartland got canceled has been very quiet. And I mean, there's basically just been no word on it. So I don't know what the status of that is. That's something that I should probably look into soon. But hopefully we still get that this year. That would be a nice new transmedia thing. Oh shoot, I thought they had just popped out next to me. They're through the wall. Been a while since I've been on a live. Felix, how you doing, my guy? It's good to see you.
Reinforcements en route.
Just released the movie already. I know. The tough part is about the movie is that whenever they do finally start shooting it and get movement on it, it's still going to be another, like, year and a half, 2 years until it comes out. Like, movies take a long time to make, and so the fact that they've stalled for so long just means that we're going to end up waiting longer whenever it does get moving. But if it happens one day, that'll be a win. I hope it does. It'll be really cool to see that in live action. Spawn closet in here. Nice. Revenge for Rogue Agent Gold. I know.
Incoming hostiles detected.
I was so wild, man. I know I was saying in the Discord thing, like, people thought that I had something to do with that. I didn't know that was happening until the day I was reading the book and I got to that page, and I was stunned, dude. That was so cool.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Oh, now we gotta run all the way back to the other side. Shoot. Doing good, doing good. Glad to hear it. Have you heard anything about how they plan to deliver whatever Heartland story was supposed to be now that it's been canceled? I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just not gonna happen, Powerbomb. That's what sucks. I mean, we know that there seems to have been plans to do like Heartland crossovers this season, because they had that outfit that was data mined that I showed in a video a few weeks back. That's now not here. That's kind of I was talking about on stream before. That's my theory on why the remember the patch notes, they said that the season pass was gonna have more than it did. I think that's because, and then they had to correct it and be like, sorry, it wasn't gonna have that. I think that's because they had Heartland stuff planned for the pass, probably even this apparel event. That's why there's reskins. And once it got canceled, they had to like last minute change their plans. That's my own theory about why some of those things happened the way they did and why this apparel event has as many reskins as it has. Because I think they had to scramble last minute to try and fill in stuff that they had to take out for Heartland. So, yeah. Have you tried doing using the Bullet King on this GE? I have not, Shrewd, but that certainly wouldn't be a bad option with not having to do the reloads. I'm so upset that I never knew there were books till a few weeks ago. Gonna be a little birthday present by myself. Nice. They're really fun, at least the Crossroads ones, the recent ones especially. Really relevant and really good reads, I think. But wouldn't you think that the Heartland story threads would still be important to get out to players? I mean, certainly, but without Heartland itself, like, I mean, sure they could turn it into a book, but I don't know. I don't know, man. All right, now let's go in combat. Who am I in combat with? What? Who? Whom do I be in combat with? There we go.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
Is it this way? Yeah. They could give Thomas Parrott an outline and major plot points and have him run with it. I just hope they don't do it all in comms, delivering an entire game so the story that way would be rough. Yeah, that's why I think that, you know, because they never really started. I mean, there've been teases, and we know that the Heartland had a story set up. I mean, we saw that in the trailers. But because they never actually got into it, that's why I think, unfortunately, that's probably just going to be a sense of like, well, let's just not do it. You know what I mean? I hope I'm wrong again, but I don't know. I think it's easier for them to not do it and pivot to something else than it would be to try and shoehorn it into a different medium that it was never planned for. You know what I mean? I guess we can do this, doesn't matter. Hey, Hawk, thank you for being here as always, my guy. Hope you have a great rest of your day and week. See you next time. Came home from work, can't even log in on Xbox. Well, that's weird. Have you tried? Sometimes if you, like, had a weird logout, it'll act like it's not going to let you in, but then if you just restart the game, it will. Because I'm playing on Xbox right now, so it's not a... can't be a server issue. Unless it's, like, localized to a certain region, maybe. Alright, let's... Are you grabbing that Astenic? Thank you, dude. Yep, thank you, sir. Beautiful, we got the flare. I'm getting absolutely toasted out here. What's up, Peter? If I didn't say it already, how you doing, man? Won a big bet on the Euro Copa tournaments. Hey, good stuff, dude. Oh, I'm not paying enough attention. Just getting clipped by a machine gun. Jeez, alright, I need to actually... I need to either focus on the game or focus on the chat. Dusty said I can't log in either. In Ohio. That's weird. Are you, Dusty, are you also on Xbox? Oh, I got stuck right there. I just say that because I'm a writer myself, and if I were to have a follow-up book planned, it'd be hard to just skip over the following stories on that, if they were predicated on that story, for sure. No, I get what you mean. Also, it's cool that you're a writer. I didn't know that. Very cool. I enjoy writing myself. I've never done it professionally in any way, but some good old recreational writing has always been fun to me. Oh, we gotta kill the Guardian. I'm just out here blasting this guy like he takes full damage when he's not. What do we got left? Oh, shoot. Not published either, and probably never will be, but I like to write anyway. And that's how you know it's a true passion, is when you're doing it because you enjoy it, not because you're getting some out of it, per se. On Xbox, my Xbox cannot connect either. Weird. I have no idea what's going on then, because I am on Xbox myself. You could check, like, Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft has, like, a page where they talk about server outages. Maybe there's something going on in a certain region. I honestly I have no idea. Unless I'm about to get kicked offline in, like, seconds here. Don't jinx it. I knocked on wood. Knocked on my desk.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Absolute beams. Wait, where's he's back at the base. I'm sorry, Libertarian, we just cleared that. I thought everyone was here.
Supply room.
Jesse said, I've got a bunch of friends online. Obviously, Rogue is on, so I don't know. I'm on the East Coast, just logged in 5 minutes ago. Division server status says it's okay. Well, that's very weird. I don't know what to say then. I assume you all have tried other games and you're able to get onto those. It's not like maybe a regional internet issue? I have no idea. Oh, you're good, Libertarian. You don't gotta apologize to me. I just felt bad that we were clearing it without you. All right. Let's get these things cleared. This is good, though. I love when you can line up different things to farm, like the apparel event and the global event and all that. Let's grab... Oh, I guess we could grab this. Yeah, let's grab Navy Plaza quick, and then maybe go down and do the ones in the mall. Might be Xbox. Not even my Xbox app is connecting. Home network is good. Must be something beyond. Weird. First question is, did you turn off and back on? That is the first question. It's funny how, like, even people like yourself and me, and I'm sure many of us who would, like, you know, jokingly give that suggestion. There's times where I've, like, had an issue, and I think I've tried everything, and then I just do a simple on, and it works. And I'm like, wow, why wasn't that the first thing I did? That's, like, forever just going to be the ultimate troubleshooting. Let me get the leg bonus off you. No.
Vital signs critical.
Grab all of these. Wow, I'm just getting shredded by what? This guy back here. Other side. Any word on the final hunter in Woney? Do you mean like the? Do you mean the mask, Hermes, or what? The missing hook mask? I always say it wrong. It's not missing hook. The hook is there. The missing mask with the empty hook. That's what it is. I waited 10 minutes for my test to cook this morning, but forgot to press the lever. Love that. And it's funny because it's very translatable to, like, game development and people's, like, presumptions about bugs. Every season I get a question of why, or have you heard that the field proficiency caches have been disabled, like you're not getting them upon level up anymore? And every season I have to say, you don't get them until you hit season rank 100. That's how it's been since season 1. But again, it's like sometimes you just don't think about that, or you didn't know, or whatever, and that's always going to happen where people presume something's wrong when really it's a pretty simple explanation. Probably need to. Oh, I'm only at 10 caches. I thought it'd be more.
Friendly control point in proximity. Supply room access unlocked.
Oh, I'm sorry, Edguile. Like I said, there'll be plenty of chances in the future. Don't feel too bad. People on Twitter are getting mad at Xbox support right now. Okay, so it must be a wider Xbox thing. It's just the area. Gotcha. So yeah, apparently there's a wider Xbox issue for everybody listening. Don't expect a guaranteed connection. Alright, what time is it right now? I think we should speed run these next 4 from crash site on, and then I probably gotta call it. Hopefully I have enough time for those 4, but that should work. What? Alright, we'll fast travel there. Why couldn't I fast travel there? I thought they enabled that. It's weird. Jason says, Rogue want a 1v1 sometime? I mean, sure. Maybe this is a hot take. I personally don't think 1v1s mean very much in Division. Because it's like, unless you're running an identical build, like, fights are never fair, quote unquote, in like the Dark Zone or conflicts, because it's all about what build you bring into the fight, which you don't know what the other person's going to be running before you fight them. But it's all about figuring out what they're fighting and adapting, right? But in a 1v1, are you really proven much? I mean, there's a level of skill to it. I don't want to diminish that, but I don't know. I've never really been huge into the 1v1 culture, so I'm probably not very good at how people play it either. But I'm not opposed, man. If the opportunity ever comes up, we'll do it. I'm just gonna call this.
Reinforcements incoming. Heavily armored hostile detected.
Wait, is that down here? Oh, it is.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
I don't think these guys are in part of the control point. These ones are.
In place.
Now they're probably spawning on the other side. Oh, I'm very scared. No, that's the thing though, right? It's like, unless you have an identical build, then it's just about which build counters the other one. For part of it, there's absolutely, I mean, I've said before that I think skill plays a much larger factor in a PvP than a lot of people give credit for. So maybe I'm being slightly hypocritical in my view there, but
Immediate medical assistance.
you're right. I also have like no practice in the the 1v1 formats for Division.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
I see him spawn way over there. You don't know, Jason. I could be quaking in my boots right now. Maybe I'm just really good at hiding it. Oh, I'm totally kidding, Leo. I'm being sarcastic. I'm sorry. That's my dry humor. Ghost Fox, what's up? You plan on playing the first Descendant? We were talking about it earlier in the stream. Probably not. At least, like, not right away. I don't have a huge desire to jump in there right away. But not opposed in the future. It's just, it doesn't seem incredibly appealing to me for a few different reasons. But I'm sure it's fun. So, yeah, I don't know. Movement is 90% of PvP. Yeah, movement is super important for sure. Movement, positioning, all that. I mean, I argue, and this is less true in like a 1v1 compared to like general DZ or conflict play. But I think situational awareness is like key, you know. Knowing where you are, what's around you is invaluable.
Control point nearby.
Postman, what are your thoughts on another YouTuber declaring that on paper the Ravenous with a striker build has the potential to be the highest DPS in the game? Good for them. No, I'm kidding. Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, as I think many of you know, I'm not the numbers guy. I'm not the one to go to if you want those in-depth calculations on why X is better than Y. I just put stuff together that plays well and I run with it. What I will say is I have heard similar claims before. I've heard people say that the Ravenous, like, on paper does have the potential to have, like, insane DPS. But I think what holds it back is, like, it comes down to, like, user timing. Like, you can't, it's not just an AR where you can shoot, right? You have to swap between the shoulders. You have to maximize when the stacks are built up, when you swap. So that wouldn't shock me. But I'm not the person to verify that. My math is not that's not my thing. But if it comes out that that's true, that would certainly be interesting. Thank you very much, Jason. I appreciate it. Yeah, totally. It'd be, oh my goodness. On top of a 1v1ing. It'd be fun to play sometime if I'm ever doing PvP on stream or whatever. A bunch of Division YouTubers are jumping into the first Descendant. Do you think it's because it stylistically appeals to Division players? Or are they just trying to surf the YouTube algorithm? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure everyone's got their own reasons, you know. I think for many, they don't have much to talk about or cover with Division right now. Like, it's a fact that there's not much happening with the game, you know? And so, if their content style is built around, let's say, builds or, I don't know, whatever else, and there's not much of that happening, then certainly I'm sure it's a good opportunity for them to have something to do. And it is it's very much a similar game to Division in terms of it being a looter shooter and all that. So I'm sure it's a mix of they're interested in it. It's a similar style of game to what they like. They think their audience would like it, and it gives them more stuff to do, you know? All I know is, if I got through 15 months worth of there being no new Division content and I was still putting out videos 2-3 times a week, there's virtually nothing that Division could do to make me not have enough to cover and talk about. You know what I mean? Because I made it from Season 4 to Season 9 making videos the whole way through. And if that was the case, then I think I'm alright. Jump up behind him. Call out, what's your favorite control point? It's a good question. I know my favorite main mission. I've like ranked those before. Favorite control point. I'm trying to think of if I rank it by like farming ability and enjoyability to play or just the uniqueness of it. I guess I can say both. Over time, I've come to learn that one of my favorite ones to farm is the New Venice up in, what is that area in the top left called? This one way up here in West End is really, that's like my favorite one to farm because of the spawns are just really good. So I like that one for that. In terms of like actual style though and gameplay, or I guess just the style of it, I really like the one we just did with the crashed Air Force One. What else do I like? I've always liked that first one we did in this farm, the construction site hyena one. I feel like just because it's one of those like first classic ones you come across, I've always liked that one. There's honestly a lot that I enjoy. It's tough to, I'm finding that tougher to pick a favorite of that compared to a main mission. Oh, we got rogues. I thought I heard someone walking around. I was like, what is that? And then the music came up. Utilize the buff while we still have it. Yeah, jump down here. Nice. They're like, this is not fair. These guys are literally using hacks to fight us. Nice. Just tore through him.
Eliminated. Supply room access unlocked.
I'm wary of YouTubers who dive into whatever seems to be the hot game at the moment so they can grow and farm content, but at the same time, that's kind of the only way to grow your channel on YouTube. I think it's tough, you know? I do think, like, you can tell when someone is genuinely passionate about something and they want to be playing it versus, like you said, doing it for content. I've got no, you know, however someone wants to conduct themselves on YouTube, it's their channel, they built their audience, I've got nothing against that, you know? Do what you gotta do, or what you want to do. All I know is that I'm, as I've said countless times, I'm here because I enjoy Division. I want to talk about Division. So, I'm really lucky that I've built an audience that feels the same way and knows that that's why I'm here. You know what I mean? So, I appreciate you all for that fact. The lore alone will have you making videos for years. I know. Also, what's up, McFlashaw? Good to see you, man. Alright, how we doing on time? We can do it. I'm out of fast travel, though. Yeah, just like someone did there. Save a few minutes. Legend, yes, I am on Xbox. What's great is the control points vary so much in design. 100%. Yeah. I think that, I mean, easily, that's got to be one of the best implementations and open world changes they made from Division 1 to 2. I mean, control points are just a very solid, replayable loop. I'm assuming that we'll get more of them in the Brooklyn DLC. I mean, they've said we're getting open world zones, so it would be weird if they did that and didn't have control points. So I'm really excited to get some new ones with Brooklyn. That'll be cool. Alright, it's slightly inconvenient that the closest guy here is not a guardian. Just come right up here, don't mind me. Don't mind me, don't mind me. I have no damage because none of my buffs are built up. There we go. And now we get cooking.
Hey, don't just stand there.
Bam, bam, bam.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
The beams are too good. That's how you freaking do it, man. C3, yeah, apparently there seems to be some issues on Xbox overall. It might not just be Division or Ubisoft. PDX Eric with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, dude. Thought I'd show some support. Lost my second hardcore agent at Shade 60 this morning. I'm so sorry. Hopefully this time my hardcore agent will not die. Well, I wish you the best of luck with it, man. Thank you so much for the donation. That is incredibly generous of you. I appreciate you directly supporting what I do on here, man. That's very awesome of you. Yeah, good luck on hardcore. Someday I should do hardcore. You know, my reasoning for not doing it is that that kind of stuff stresses me out quite a bit while I play. I end up not enjoying myself as much as I feel like I could be. But it would be fun to do sometime. I do think it's quite cool that they are going to do the seasonal hardcore characters. For people who enjoy that, they can still have that experience there. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, maybe that'll be a good time for me to try it out. Once that system goes live. Who knows? But yeah, Eric, thank you so much, man. That's very kind of you.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Ooh. Go. Chameleon Gamer, nice. Hell yeah, ad. No, I figured it'd be pretty good for this with the reload buff.
Supply room access unlocked.
How do hardcore agents work now that they've removed world tiers and all that? What do you mean? There's a chance that I just fully don't know the answer to that because I've never played hardcore. Was there something unique with the world tiers in relation to hardcore? What's up, Grumpy? Weird question, and you most likely don't know the answer, but why is it that we always have some stuff being broken whenever they fix stuff? Well, you're right that I would not try to give you like a legitimate technical answer because I'm not a game dev. I simply don't know how that stuff works. But I think the underlying issue, I talk about this a good bit in my video that came out earlier today. I think the underlying issue is kind of the boring one that we've been talking about for 2 years now, and that probably isn't going to improve until Division 3 gets here.
Broadcast picked up.
It's simply the fact that the Division 2 was made by completely different people. Like, the only people on the game right now who are around on the old team, to my knowledge, were not people responsible for coding the game. You have Yannick, who was always on either the community or creative team. You had Palais, who was always on the art team. And you have Lauren, who was always on the narrative team. None of those people are responsible for coding or physically making the game work, you know? And so the fact that none of those people are on the game anymore, they brought in entirely new people who had not worked on Snowdrop before. They've learned a lot over the past 2 years. I mean, at this point, I think they're pretty proficient in how to, you know, handle the game. But it just means that, and from what I've learned over the years, is that when you code stuff, and if you don't leave good notes about why you coded something the way that you did, I mean, if you think about it, it's, how can I equate this? Let's say you're writing a book, right? And one person writes one chapter, and someone else writes the next chapter. If those two people who wrote the two chapters didn't communicate well between each other, they might make completely different decisions or write in different styles that don't necessarily gel well with each other. You know what I mean? And so unless you have that communication and you leave those notes and you're able to follow through with how someone else did something, then it becomes tricky to go back and modify their work or to add on top of their work, like I said, without their contributions and input being there anymore. And so what they're trying to do now is to continue the game and to modify old code that wasn't written by them to, like I said, continue the game and build more stuff. And that means that while they have put plenty of new stuff in the game, it means that it's also more prone that when they change stuff, maybe they change one line that for whatever reason ends up breaking something on the other side of the game. Now, as for why these things make it into the game and they're not caught in QA, I do not know. I don't know if it's a lack of QA staff. I don't know if it's I've heard Pale before talk about how like stuff you can test and update as much as you want, but once you deploy it, there's like the opportunity for additional things to crop up. I don't know what that's about. Again, I'm not a game developer. I don't have that knowledge. But I think it simply comes down to the fact that this game is old. It wasn't meant to go on for this long originally, and it's being worked on by people who didn't originally create it. And so they're trying their best to make it work as seamlessly as possible, but there's just, you know, it seems like an unending amount of issues that are going to come up when they put new stuff in, and I don't know if there's anything they can do to fix that at that point. They tried with Project Resolve, clearly, and that worked in some areas. It seems like it reduced crashing and all that, but we're still having these issues even after that kind of an initiative, right? So, yeah. That was kind of a long-winded answer, but... How does releasing a small patch with mostly cosmetic stuff manage to break the sound in the game? Well, I wouldn't say that... I would disagree that 2.20.1 was just cosmetic stuff. I mean, they went in and they fixed the XP values. They did stuff like that, which, yes, is small on a relative scale. But again, if there's anything that I've learned about coding from trying to ask other people and learn over the years, is that you can change one line, and even though it wouldn't seem like it has any relation to some other system, it changes it for whatever reason. You know what I mean? For some reason, X thing was tied to Y thing, and if you don't check up on Y after you change X, then Y could be broken, you know? So I can't give you like a definitive technical answer because I don't know it, but I think it's always a possibility that when you change something, something else could be changed even if you didn't mean to do it. That's just the reality of coding. Why something as integral as sounds to weapons got changed, again, I have no idea. I don't know what would have caused that, but, you know. And so, you know, that's another reason why people say, why do you want a Division 3 over them just continuing to build on Division 2, so we have to start over again? One of the perks is that you can have a dedicated team who makes the game and then is on the game again. You know, Division has always had bugs, and every live game is going to have bugs. That's just an inevitability. People like to pretend that Division is the only game that has them. It's not. Every time Destiny puts out a new expansion or a big update or whatever, there's bugs, right? And Division used to have those with the old team, but the severity of them and the time it took for them to fix them was dramatically less because those people made the stuff to begin with, and they understood how it was made. They understand how to go in and fix it right away. They don't have to take the time to figure out how was this made, how does it relate to everything else. You know what I mean? But again, please understand, I'm a layman. I'm not a game developer. I don't understand the stuff, so that is all purely from my understanding that I've gained over the years, but it's in no way definitive. The scale of testing increases exponentially when you deploy it to the player base, 100%. So things that might have gone unnoticed in QA get discovered by players pretty quick. Yep. Totally. This Xbox issue is getting really ridiculous. I think, Peter, if you're talking about not being able to sign in, that's an Xbox problem. Apparently they put out a notice that there's some stuff going on there. I don't think that's a Division thing, because I'm on Xbox right now. I wanted to grab the Kingbreaker really quick, because someone said earlier that the TKB clipping was fixed up. And I don't think I ever noticed that. And then we are going to wrap up. So, Libertarian Aesthetic, thank you so much for farming that. That was a lot of fun. We got a good amount done. They did. Wow. All your mods go in the right place now on the TKB. What a beautiful thing. Did they fix it on the GR9 as well? Yeah, GG's Aesthetic. Here we go. Yep, this one is fixed too. You'll love to see it. It only took 2 years. Tough, man. Well, that's good. That's cool that those are fixed up. I saw someone saying it's too bad that they can't get some of those core people to come back. They've told stories before about how when they've had issues with the game in the last 2 years, sometimes they have had to literally go to those people on Star Wars or Avatar and say, hey, can you take an afternoon to come help us figure out how you built this or why you did it this way? And they've come and done that. But again, that just adds more time to the whole process. That's why it takes longer for them to fix these things, because the person isn't already just on the team. If they're having to walk over, say, come back and help us, they can do it, but that takes more time, you know? So it's tough. That's the situation we're in. Andy, what's up? Feedback for you on your content. Started playing a few days ago. Welcome from the Steam sale. Found your content was definitely the best delivered and most useful. Now steadily catching up on the channel. Oh, I thought you were about to give me a critique. That's just all compliments. Thank you so much, Andy. Welcome to the game. I'm glad you're enjoying. I'm glad the content has been helpful. That's always the goal. That's awesome, man. Thank you, thank you. I think I missed Peter's thing up here. Sorry, Rogue, to ask this. No, you're good. I'm working on a new character for the new update, but if I get to level 30-40, can I use it for the new season? Or what's the story there? So, Peter, if you're talking about Seasons 2.0 and seasonal characters, that's not coming in the game until next season, so until about October of this year. So if you want to play the season for right now, then you will need to get a character to level 40 to access the seasonal content and story. When it comes to next season, if you want to access the Manhunt and story content, you will need to make a new seasonal character. That's going to be an all-new kind of thing. It's not just a secondary character like we have now. But you will have to make a new seasonal character. At the end of that season, all the progress and the XP and the rewards that you earn on that seasonal character will then transition to your main character. So, right now you do need a main character to access the story. Next season you'll need a seasonal character, and then that'll change the dynamic. I'm going to pop these really quickly because we got 5 keys. Let's at least get the satisfaction of that. Finally! I didn't get any of the backpacks yet, so there's one. Alright. Didn't need a scarf. Backpack, backpack, backpack. Shoes. Those are kind of... I like those. Alright, we got a hat. And... hey, another backpack. Hell yeah. Are these, here. I'm gonna put on this outfit. Are these shoes any good? I kind of like those. They're nice and dark. You see the laces a little bit. I'll give those a whirl. There's a blue scarf. I don't need that. Hat. Somewhere. Oh, right here. A little 7 on it. Alright. Oh, and then the 2 backpacks. Let me put on a different build. Sorry, folks. I'm totally just using this for my own time to look at the new skins I got. We got this one. Brenda's pack, which is, of course, covered by my skills. I like how compact it is. Oh, I didn't know the net changed color with the skin. That makes me like it even more. Hang on, let me put on like this. Oh, I might start rocking this thing. I didn't know it made the whole thing black if you, including the net if you did that. Sheesh. I'm not a huge anime guy, but I can deal with some stickers on there. What was the other one? Also, what's the chat talking about? Oh yeah, no problem, Peter. Happy to clear it up. The Myra backpack is my new favorite. That's how backpack should be from here on out. That's the only one I still need now. I'm excited to get it. This is the other one. Yeah, not as good, especially because my skill is just floating. So yeah, that one's not as cool. I like the Brenda one. I am very keen on getting the Myra one. Because like, it won't let me inspect it with the skin, right? But I can look at the... Yeah, that seems just like a good solid backpack. They've also, this new apparel this season has really reduced the amount of gaps. Like especially the Yongjia jacket here does really well with not having there be a big gap between the clothing and the backpack. That's pretty good. I still use the Hand of You because it's the most low profile. Yeah. Some of the others are too long and huge. My favorite example is always the Firecrest one from Div 1, where you just literally were carrying a mini fridge on your backpack. That was like the first example of it. Some people like it. More power to them, you know? It's all about having that variety. All right, folks. I do need to head out and get going on some stuff. I very much appreciate you all tuning in today, checking out the stream. Big thanks again to Libertarian and Aesthetic for the farm. That was a lot of fun. Thank you as well to all of the very generous gifts and donations this stream. Between Matt, Warlock, Nuclear, Postman, Solvent, and Bob, who joined up as members. Everybody who donated, I appreciate it very much. You guys are directly helping out what I'm doing here. You know, I'm not jumping on that first Descendant train, so we're still riding Div. I appreciate it. Yeah, plenty of videos coming up. As always, many discussions to be had. If you haven't checked out the video I put out this morning, it was kind of just a big talk about the state of the game right now, so... yeah, if you want to check that out, leave your thoughts on that. I would appreciate it. I haven't looked at the comments at all yet, so I'm curious to see what people are thinking about that. But yeah, plenty of stuff coming. Stream again next Tuesday. I forgot to put the times in my community post, so I will be sure to remedy that and put the times for next week. Hopefully I'll see some of you there. But yeah, in the meantime, thank you all so much, and I will see you very soon. Until then, RogueGold, out.